Quarterfinal number 4 for the Centaury Solo Tech Tournament is about to get underway. The players for this match are Rodeur, Mixmod, Zach, Flyer, Default, Leo, Kronos, and Extraaa. Map order is as follows. Cosmicro is our first map, followed by Exposito, Pretval, Road Trippin', and Aftermath. First up then is Cosmicro by ND Point. The record is held by Danik B with a 45.648. Here, quick recap of the cup mode here that we have. 8 players playing at the same time, 100 in cup mode, 10-second finish timeout. Points repetition is 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One warm-up before each map, 4 rounds played on each map, 100 points limit needed to reach finalist mode, and after that, 1 round win needed to secure their position. Flyer definitely coming in as the hot favorites in this particular match, looking as he was looking some pretty solid performances over the course of the first phases of the tournament. As for the rest of the field, it will be pretty hard to tell, although Zach could be set to get himself into the quarterfinals with somewhat of an ease, potentially P2, P3. Anyways, warm-up is done. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Map 1, round 1 of quarterfinal 4 about to get underway, and we'll be spectating Zach for this first round. So here we go then, the whole shot will be Leo's after CP1, going for a really tight line, Zach and Leo. Leo still in the lead after CP2. Leo and Flyer, your top 2, Extraaa third, Default fourth. Let's actually check in on the THE driver from Portugal, currently sitting in the lead with Flyer. That was really close to the wall by the Portuguese driver. Why the fuck did I just talk like that? Anyways, Default in the lead, in front of Flyer. Flyer trying to make something happen with Default, but now it's still Default in first place. Flyer second, Leo third, Kronos fourth. Kronos trying to overtake Leo and Extraaa getting into the field, as Kronos got a really dodgy landing, and thus he demoted down to the depths of P5 with Mixmod. Meanwhile, Default is still in the lead, but Extraaa with much more grip, as well as Flyer, will overtake them both. And now Extraaa is in the lead on the final jump, and he will win the round with a 45.978. Default second, Flyer third, Leo fourth, Kronos, Mixmod, Rodeur, and Zach, your top 8. So, Extraaa grabbing 10 points already after round number 1. So yeah, let's actually check in with Leo from the United Kingdom for this start of the second round. Currently sitting in P5 after the second CP. Currently it's Extraaa and Rodeur leading the field, but Rodeur made a huge mistake and he's dropping down the field and he's left behind by the rest of the pack. So yeah, Rodeur is out of the picture for now. Meanwhile, it is Kronos and Zach in first and second, and with Extraaa in third. So a French 1, 2, 3 that we see right now for this particular round, with Leo trying to split them up, as well as Flyer and Default for representing the other countries. But still, Kronos in the lead in front of Extraaa, but Flyer and Default get past Extraaa after he made a mistake, and now we're seeing how everything goes. Kronos still with a really comfortable lead. He will win the round with ease with a time. Let's actually see on the timer right here. The time at the end will be a 45.908 for Kronos. Leo second, Flyer third for 2,000ths of a second. Extraaa fourth, Zach, Mixmod, Rodeur. Zach, Default, Mixmod, Rodeur will be your top 8. So we're already seeing 15, 14, 13, 12, 11 for top 5, 5 points for 5 players within the top 5. Following Extraaa, the French driver from Team Tetrahydrocannabinol. Kronos and Extraaa in first and second, then Leo in third place, Default fourth, Rodeur fifth, Zach, Flyer, and Mixmod, your top 8. Mixmod currently sitting at the back of the pack right now. Let's actually see if the Bleed Juniors driver is able to actually make something happen. Oh, Rodeur with a huge F right here. That's a huge stop if I've ever seen one from Rodeur. Then Default also going really wide. It's going to allow Mixmod to get up to P6 as a result of that. And Mixmod to P5, but Mixmod touches the wall, and Default will be back up to P5. Meanwhile, in the lead, it is Extraaa in front of Kronos by around the 10th of a second toward the final corner. Kronos potentially reeling him in. No, Extraaa will win in front of Kronos and Zach. 1, 2, 3 for France with a 45.908 for Extraaa. Extraaa first, Kronos second, Zach third, Flyer fourth, Leo, Mixmod, Rodeur, and Default has made a mistake. He DNF'd. Default potentially making a costly mistake here. After making a DNF, he might have not been able to finish. Maybe he was on his roof. Since respawns are disabled, being a turtle will be a DNF for sure. So yeah, Default with 11 points, 6 points adrift from Leo in P4. Not looking good already with the start of this particular match. Meanwhile, Extraaa in first place with 25 in the standings, is currently second place in this round, if just behind Flyer in first position. Flyer in first place, half a tenth away from Extraaa in second, Kronos third, and Leo fourth. Then we got Default in fifth place, trying to make something happen on Zach. Currently Default in P6, Zach on P5. The group is slowly reforming as they head closer toward the finish line. It's Extraaa and Kronos at first and second. Kronos with much more speed, with Extraaa with a bit of a dodgy line. He will get down to P3, and Kronos will win the round with a time of 46.013. Leo second, Extraaa third, Flyer fourth, Default, Mixmod, Rodeur, and Zach, your top 8. Map number 1 already done and dusted. And a lead change after this round, as we're heading into the next map, which is going to be, it's going to be, I think it's Exposito, yeah, Exposito by Mas. The record on this map is held by Massa with a 51.267. Quick score recap after 4 rounds. Kronos first with 32, Extraaa second with 31, Leo third with 25, Flyer fourth with 22, Default fifth with 15, Zach sixth with 12, Mixmod 11th with 11, Mixmod 7th starting with 11, and Rodeur 8th with 7. Sorry about that, guys. Throat's starting to slowly die. So yeah, unfortunately for Default, that DNF on round number 3 would be really costly indeed. He was not able to score any points, and he's currently finding himself again with a 7-point deficit to 4th place driver, which is currently Flyer with 22 points. Default has 15. With the next maps coming up, could he potentially get himself into the points being positioned to get himself into the top 4? We're gonna have to wait and see. As currently we're seeing the warm-up currently being driven to its end by pretty much all the players, with Mixmod being a little bit further behind right here after having a bit of a stoppage. With Zach currently recording a pretty solid lap right now, even though it's going to be a high 51. No, it's a mid 51, 51.46. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Map 2 about to get underway. Pack first and Cap second in the other quarterfinal. Okay. Okay, thanks enough for the recap, kid. Anyways, round 5 underway, and we're going to be spectating Default from THE. Start not really as good as the other players for Default right now. Currently sitting in P8 after CP2. Let's see if he can actually make it better after CP3. Not quite. Currently sitting behind Kronos, but Kronos going a little bit haywire here in terms of trajectories. Will be overtaken by Default. Meanwhile, at the front, it's Flyer, Leo, and Extraaa in first, second, and third. Extraaa and Flyer still battling it out for the lead. Leo in third place. Rodeur in fourth through full stop pick, just as I say that. So that's a death for Rodeur already. Extraaa, Leo, and Flyer. First, second, and first. Extraaa in first place. Leo second, Flyer third, Mixmod fourth, and then we got Kronos back up in fifth place. It's actually Zach also in the fray as well, so it could be a really tight battle for the lead right now. Kronos going to get a little aggressive, trying to make up place compared to Leo, and Extraaa will get a clear run to the flag. No, he touches the wall twice, and that will be Leo, who will cross the line in first place with 51.646. Leo first, Mixmod second, Flyer first, third, Kronos fourth, Zach, Default, Rodeur will be your finishers, and Extraaa will not score any points. He DNF'd. Top 4 goes into the semi. Yeah, exactly, Novice. So, round number 6 underway, and we're seeing that currently Flyer is remaining within the right group, but it's Zach who got the whole shot after the first 3 CPs right now, and he's currently getting reeled in by Leo and Extraaa, his fellow competitors. Zach in the lead in front of Leo, and Flyer in second and third. Then we've got Default in fourth position right now. Default trying to battle it out with the rest of the people. Rodeur going a little bit wide, so he will be demoted down to 8th place potentially. Zach still in the lead, holding strong versus Flyer and Leo, who are battling it with each other for second position. Leo with an aggressive line here compared to Flyer. He will emerge in second place in front of Flyer, but Kronos potentially making a way for second place. No, Leo will cross the line in second, but Zach will win it with a 51.498. Leo second, Flyer third, Kronos fourth, Extraaa, Rodeur, Mixmod, Default will be your top 8. Round number 7 of the match is underway. Let's actually check in on Leo, the current leader of the match as a result of that, as a matter of fact. 43 points for him in first place versus 42 for Kronos in second place, 35 for Extraaa in third, and Flyer in fourth place with 34 points. Now we're seeing Flyer overtaking Zach, trying to go as aggressive as he can to eclipse him from the lead and try to take that lead back and try to take those juicy 10 points. Kronos in P3, then we got Extraaa in P4 battling it out with Leo currently sitting in P5. Then we got actually Default, who made a mistake early on, so he's down in P8. Mixmod in P6 battling it out with Default in P7 who made a mistake, and that's going to be battle from top 5 right now. Currently it's Zach and Flyer in first and second, but Flyer is taking the challenge to Zach right now, but Zach is still holding off nicely here. Flyer finally keeping the pressure at bay, and he will win the round with a 51.405. Zach first, Flyer second, Kronos third, Extraaa fourth, Mixmod, Rodeur, Default, and Leo, your top 8. Nice time by the top 2, yeah, sub 0.5 for the top 2 drivers, with Zach and Flyer being the only one to break the barrier. Round 8 of the match, round 4 on map 2 underway, and we're going to be spectating Rodeur from Team Loud. Zach making it nicely for that first map. Yep, you're absolutely right. Rodeur, meanwhile, trying to keep himself in the lead group right now, although it is getting harder and harder by the time as time goes by. Even Default is having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the rest right now, and we're getting into the area where it can start causing trouble with the points that are becoming still paltry in the lower positions. Meanwhile, Kronos is currently sitting in P5, the leader overall in the race, in the match, but Zach is looking really, really strong out there and could potentially get another 10 points on the board, provided that he resists the Flyer and Extraaa. But Flyer with a really nice line will overtake Zach. No, Zach will snipe him on the line for 0.06 of a second with a 51.448. Flyer second, Extraaa third, Kronos fourth, Leo, Default, Rodeur, and Mixmod will be your top 8. Really nice times driven by pretty much everyone here. As we head into map number 3, which is going to be Pretpal by Zykos and Solya. Record here held by Massa with a 49.655. Quick score recap after 8 rounds. Kronos first with 53, Flyer second with 50, halfway towards the finalist status, and third place for Leo with 48, Zach fourth with 46, equal points with Extraaa currently sitting in 5th place with 46 points, Mixmod 6th with 26, Default 7th with 24, and Rodeur 8th with 17. Zach showed some skills in the last map, hope he can set it up. Yeah, that's the one thing that we're going to be monitoring right here to see whether or not Zach can actually keep on this string of good performances from this previous map that he played, which was basically Exposito. Let's see if he can actually keep it up on Pretpal. Although it looks as though, from what we're seeing so far in the warm-up, Kronos is having a really good time right here, even though Zach and Flyer made a mistake. So we're gonna have to see Zach, Flyer, and Extraaa battling it out with each other right now for this particular map, and they're definitely the favorites at getting a spot into the semifinals. As we are edging the end of the warm-up right now, good luck, have fun, everyone. Kronos with 50.008, which could potentially set the tone for the pace. Round 1 of map 3 about to get underway, and we're gonna be spectating the man himself, Kronos. Kronos 10th in the local records with a 49.828. And already a mistake made by Mixmod, so that French driver will be out of the picture from this particular round. He's already almost a CP behind, and now we're seeing that Flyer and Extraaa battling it out for first and second, although Extraaa goes a little bit too wide, and thus he will be dropped down to P6 and even P7 as Rodeur and Default overtake him. Kronos in first place, Flyer in second, and then Leo in third battling it out with Zach for the benefit of third position. Kronos and Flyer battling it out for the lead right now. Ooh, Flyer was really risky here, but he's still neck and neck with Kronos. It seems like it's not enough to actually deter the Frenchman from getting into the lead right now. Now we are gonna get into the final part of the map right now. Kronos in first place, then we got Flyer and Leo in second and third, Zach in fourth place, and then we got Extraaa actually making a mistake, 2.6 seconds down on the leader. That's the day done for Extraaa. Meanwhile, Flyer and Kronos, it will be Flyer who emerges the victor with a time of 50.068. Flyer first, Kronos second, Zach third, Rodeur fourth, Leo, Default, Mixmod, and Extraaa, your top 8. Round 10 of the match, round 2 on Pretbal, getting underway right now. We're going to be spectating Mixmod from Team BGs. Mixmod, who has had a really huge topic at the start of the previous round, has now got a lot to make up for. He's not really looking good for a spot in the semifinals, currently sitting in 6th place with 28 points overall. But in this round, he's looking really good. Currently, it's Leo who holds the lead, with Zach and Extraaa actually overtaking him just as I say that. But Flyer, the winner from the previous round, is currently second down on the rest of the field. So yeah, pretty much game over for Flyer at this point, who also touches the wall. Zach also out on the spot like that, and thus it will be Extraaa who inherits second place. Leo still in third. Kronos trying to overtake Extraaa, but it's not paying off in this particular round right now. Now we're seeing that Leo has got a pretty comfortable lead of around 0.2 of a second between himself and Extraaa in second place. Now the final jump coming in, and Leo will win the round with ease with a time of 50.171. Extraaa second, Kronos third, Rodeur fourth, default Mixmod, Flyer, and Zach will be your top 8. And Zach gets overtaken by Extraaa. Extraaa is promoted up to P4. Zach 53 points on 5th place, Extraaa 55 points on 4th place. So it will be really interesting to see the battle between the two Frenchmen, as one of them is going to be left on the sidelines for the semifinals. Meanwhile, in the round, Leo, who has won the previous round, is currently in the thick of the pack right now, currently looking pretty good to stay in the fight for first place for this round. Zach going a little bit wide, a little bit haywire, and thus he will be demoted down to P6 and even P7, P8. And the result of that, then, yeah, no, it's even P7 now. Kronos has made a huge mistake, and thus he will be out of the running, and it seems that we're going to have a lead change here. Flyer in first place, Rodeur and Extraaa trying to battle with the Czech Republic driver from Team Elementary. So far, it's Extraaa and Rodeur, who's coming good for the first time in many rounds so far in first place. Then we got Extraaa in second place. Will he be able to win the round? It will be Rodeur who wins. No, he touches the inside. Extraaa will win. No, Flyer will win in the end with a 50.231. Extraaa second, Leo third, Default fourth, Mixmod, Zach, Kronos, and Rodeur. And Kronos will be your P7, and Rodeur DNF'd. It was all looking so good for Rodeur, but in the end, what the hell just happened? Look at that battle for top 4. 9 points between first and fourth. It's looking pretty good, and then there's 7 points between fourth and fifth. So yeah, it's still pretty much going to be all to play for right here. Flyer in first place of the match overall with 72 points, currently in third place of the round with Extraaa and Kronos in first and second. Flyer third, Zach fourth, Mixmod fifth. So yeah, Czech driver surrounded by 4 French players. That does sound like a bit of a horror movie, doesn't it? Meanwhile, it is currently Kronos and Extraaa battling it out with each other for the lead. Kronos in first place, Extraaa second, then we got Zach overtaking Flyer potentially for third, but no, it's not paying off so far. Kronos having a dodgy landing, so it's Extraaa who inherits the lead. Potentially a French 1-2-3 with Zach potentially overtaking Kronos for second place as we head into the final jump in the ninth right now. And here we go, Extraaa wins the round in front of Flyer, no, Kronos. 50.033 for Extraaa in first place. Kronos for second, Flyer third, Zach fourth, Default, Leo, Mixmod, and Rodeur, your top 8. 3 maps down, 2 to go. As we head on to map number 4, which is going to be Road Trippin' by Omnipots. Record held by Massa, which was actually dropped in the middle of round number 3 of the Centaury Solo Tech Tournament with a 50.568. Quick score recap after 12 rounds played. Flyer in first place with 78. Kronos second place with 77. Extraaa third with 73. Leo fourth with 71. Zach fifth with 61. Default sixth with 40. Mixmod 7th with 37, and Rodeur 8th with 28. Oh, I'm starting to have more and more trouble as time goes by with speaking. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Thank you very much to Asdaz and Funny Number for the follows. Thank you very much, my mans. So yeah, Flyer and Kronos are within touching distance, as well as Extraaa. Pretty much all the top 4 is within touching distance if each of them have substantial round wins to get themselves into finalist status at the end of this map. As for Flyer, he only needs 2 round wins and just to finish around in 7th place to get himself a finalist status assured for that particular map. So he's potentially the one with the least work to do, as Extraaa goes off after outside of the finish and not crossing it. 51.428, the time in the warm-up, driven by a Flyer. Good luck, have fun. Map 4 of the match about to get underway, and we're going to be spectating Extraaa from Team THC. So sorry about that. Meanwhile, Extraaa having started the round right now is in the thick of the group. It is currently Rodeur in the lead in front of Zach in second place. Then we got Kronos in third, Extraaa fourth. So yeah, 4 Frenchmen in the first 4 positions. Then we got Flyer in default in fifth and sixth, Mixmod in seventh, Rodeur with a huge stop pick. That's a DNF for Mixmod. For Rodeur, sorry, right here, right now. Kronos and Extraaa in first and second, then Zach in third. A French 1, 2, 3 right now with Kronos leading the charge. Extraaa second, Zach third, Flyer trying to overtake Extraaa, and Zach potentially for second place. Let's actually see how the Czech driver does with Leo also coming into the fray. We're seeing that Kronos is still holding strong right now, and we're seeing that Kronos is potentially going to be on the way to get himself into the 10-point zoner. Although Flyer could potentially have something about it. No, Kronos will win the round with a time of 50.858, sorry. Kronos first, Zach second, Flyer third, Leo fourth, Extraaa, Mixmod, and Default will be your top 7 with a DNF from Rodeur to report. And so Kronos reemerges back into the lead of the match with 87 points to his credit. He's now only 13 away from getting himself into finalist status with an early mistake by Rodeur, leaving him already behind the pack quite a bit. Meanwhile, it is Mixmod in default in first and second. Then we've got for third place for Kronos meanwhile, but look at how the pack is really well knit. 4 players within a 10th, 5 players within a 10th, even if you count Zach in there. And now we're seeing that that Flyer and Kronos are having a battle of their own for the lead, with Extraaa trying to make something happen and trying to get into that joint battle lead right now. We're seeing that Flyer is resisting well to the assault of the various Frenchmen, although Extraaa is having a little bit of a ward, and Kronos potentially having a little bit of a ward as well. Leo in P4, Zach in P5, Flyer still resisting. Flyer surviving for the love of God against these Frenchmen, against all the French players right now. Flyer getting overtaken by Kronos. Will he be able to make another mid-take in the final corner? No. Kronos will win a second round in a row, and he will do it with a time of 50.878. Flyer second, Leo third, Extraaa fourth, Zach default, Mixmod, and Rodeur your top 8. Really great round from the top 5 here, even top 6 if we count Default, who finished barely 3/10 away from the rest of the field. Default currently sitting in P6 with 45 and although the chances of getting into the semifinals are looking grimmer and grimmer as time goes by at the moment. He's the 6th place with 45 points. Zach is the closest one to potentially snipe Extraaa in 4th place, but yeah, Extraaa is currently on the shared position, shared points with Leo in 3rd place. And currently it is Leo versus Zach, which is going to be important. And Leo makes a really huge mistake already, and Kronos has made a huge mistake already. Kronos is currently at the back of the pack, but he's currently 3/10 down on the leader. Meanwhile, Flyer overtaking Zach for the lead. We also see Default, who will do a huge rip DNF for Default. And then we see that Flyer and Zach in 1st and 2nd, Extraaa 3rd. We got Leo in 4th place, overtaking Extraaa for 3rd place, potentially overtaking Zach for 2nd place. Watch out for Zach. Zach will be able to retain a 2nd place. Flyer will win the round with a 50.892. Zach 2nd, Leo 3rd, Extraaa 4th, and Rodeur 5th, and Mixmod 6th, and DNF for Kronos, who will not score any points, and thus it will be Flyer who will be getting himself into finalist mode in the first attempt. And so we're gonna have to wait another map for Kronos to get into finalist status, unfortunately. As Rodeur gets the really good start right here, although he goes a little bit too wide, and thus he reinserts himself back in the pack with Leo leading the charge right now. Default draws the pinball. That's a DNF from pinball. No, not a DNF. He's still in there, but yeah, really far behind. Meanwhile, it is Leo, Kronos, and Extraaa. 1, 2, 3. Then, no, Kronos shouldn't have deleted. There was 3 points on the line he needed. Flyer also touching the wall. That's pretty much a rip from Flyer, which could probably be leading into a DNF at this point. Meanwhile, Leo and Extraaa battling it up for the lead. Zach in 3rd, Mixmod 4th, and Flyer 5th. Then we got Kronos in 6th. Kronos only needs the points from 6th place right now to get into finalist mode. Meanwhile, Leo and Extraaa, the battle rages on. Extraaa potentially said no, it will be Leo. Extraaa with a huge rip, and Mixmod will snipe Leo for 1,000th at the line with a 51.017. Mixmod 1st, Leo 2nd, Zach 3rd, Kronos, Flyer 4th. Kronos then Default, and unfortunately no points for Extraaa and Rodeur. Unfortunate scenarios for him. And now here we see the duel is happening now on Aftermath featuring Nevermind and Beat. And here we are. PK Tween is currently holding the record with a 49.722, and Kronos and Flyer are in finalist mode. 1 round is needed for both of them to get themselves, 1 round win are needed for both to get themselves into the semifinals. Leo is 3rd place with 96, Zach 4th with 87 points, is on the share point situation with Extraaa. Mixmod 6th with 55, Default 7th with 48, and Rodeur 8th with 33. So yeah, we're currently spectating Leo in the warm-up. So yeah, Kronos and Flyer have their fate in their hands. One of these drivers has to win 1 round to secure themselves first place into the final, and potentially into the in this quarterfinal, and potentially secure themselves a better seed potentially into the semifinals. Meanwhile, Leo only needs the points from 6th place to get himself into finalist status. So no, from 5th place, sorry, to get himself into finalist status. So yeah, 4 points will be enough to get himself into finalist. Meanwhile, Zach has to do 1 round win and 6th place to get into finalists. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Round 17 about to get underway. Map 5 underway with the perspective of Zach, currently 4th with 87 points. And they're underway. Extraaa getting the whole shot after CP1, Zach touching the wall. That's going to be a DNF already from Zach. Default also making a mistake already early on in the round. So it's Kronos and Flyer in 1st and 2nd with Extraaa in 3rd, Leo in 4th, and Rodeur 5th with Mixmod in 6th place. Rodeur and Mixmod getting a little bit left behind by the top 4 group, but still potentially keeping an eye on the proceedings and trying to take advantage of anybody's mistake. Leo in 1st, Kronos in 2nd place, then Extraaa and Flyer in 3rd and 4th. Kronos almost touching the wall, but that was a really close call for the Frenchman right now. Mixmod able to overtake him for P4. Now we're seeing a top 5 battle turns. Flyer will touch the wall. That's going to be one of the first finalists to actually flounder. And then we got Leo in 1st place, Extraaa in 2nd place. Extraaa looking to score some big points compared to Zach, who's currently sitting in 8th place. Leo will win the round and get into finalist status with a 50.102. Leo 1st, Extraaa 2nd, Mixmod 3rd, Kronos 4th, Rodeur, Flyer, Default, and Zach, your top 8. Triple finalist for P1. Kronos, Flyer, and Leo are gonna duke it out for 1st place. But there could be one troublemaker here. Extraaa only needs 5 points to get himself into finalist status, so he only needs realistically a 4th place finish, but if he can deny it and turn it into a quadruple finalist and actually potentially give the snowball effect to Zach to make it into a quintuple finalist, that would be some rare sight to see. But meanwhile, Extraaa will get a full stop pick. It seems that we got this full stop pick from Leo as well. DNF from Leo since he's finalist, so yeah, unfortunately for Leo, that's a bit of an F right there. And meanwhile, it is Default and Zach in 1st and 2nd, currently denying Flyer in 3rd position from securing himself 1st place into the semifinals. Zach and Default battling it out really hard. Zach will be the first to flounder. Now it's up to Default to deny Flyer. Come on, Default. Default getting reeled in by Flyer. Will be up to the final corner to decide. Flyer will be sneaking by him. GG for Flyer with a 50.235. He will get into the semifinals. Flyer 1st, Default 2nd, Mixmod 3rd, Rodeur 4th, Kronos, ZK, and Zach and Extraaa top 7 with the DNF from Leo. So, Leo and Kronos are going to be battling it out for P2 here in this quarterfinal. Currently, it is Zach in 1st place with Extraaa in 2nd place. Extraaa is so close yet so far from the finalist mode. He needs 3 points. Zach needs more. He needs a round win to get himself into there, but no, it's not going to be happening anytime soon right now with that wall touch right here. And so it will be up to Leo to actually have his fate into his hands, and now up to Extraaa to keep the dream alive, and Default as well. Default looking really good so far with P3 right now. It's going to be a tough ask to actually deny Leo, and Kronos could be one of the other threats right now to keeping the dream alive for some of these players. Extraaa potentially getting overtaken by his compatriot Kronos. Watch out for the final turn. Everything could be undone right here. Let's actually see the final corner. Will Extraaa be able to make it? No! It's going to be Leo in front of Kronos. Leo emerged victor with a 50.108. Leo 1st, Kronos 2nd, Extraaa 3rd, Rodeur 4th, Default, Mixmod, and Zeke and Zach will be your top 7. GG to Leo, who secures P2 in the match. Extraaa and Kronos are in finalist mode. This time P3 is at stake. Extraaa versus Kronos, an all-French battle for P3 right now, with Zach currently holding the charge in this round after CP number 3 and 4. But Rodeur, that was a huge F right here by the Loud Esport players. Zach going really wide, and thus it will be enabling Extraaa to get himself into potentially a lead battle along with Kronos. It seems as though it's going to be a really tight battle between these three Frenchmen right there for the lead and the finalist status right now, with Zach still giving all that he can. He needs at least a second position to get himself into finalist status at this point, but now Kronos with a really nice line, but not as much momentum compared to Zach. Zach will be getting back to the lead battle alongside with Extraaa. It's going to be up to the final corner to decide. Final corner will be a really nice line from Zach, but not enough to find off Kronos. Oh, it will be enough for 13,000th of a second, and thus it will be Zach in triple finalists versus Kronos and Extraaa for P3. Zach first, Kronos second, Extraaa third, Mixmod fourth, and Default fifth. Three Frenchmen are gonna battle it out for P3 and 4, and one of them is gonna be left on the sidelines. As we go back onto Cosmicro by MD Point. Record held by Danny B again with a 45.648. After one full map rotation and 20 rounds played, Flyer and Leo are through to the semi-finals. Now we're heading into a triple finalist situation with Zach, Kronos, and Extraaa in finalist status. Mixmod 6th with 75 points, Default 7th with 66, and Rodeur 8th with 47. And it seems that we're not going to be heading towards a straight up delete to get the round straight away. We're going to see still a warm-up phase being played by all the players right now to get themselves acquainted to the track, although Default has DNF'd in this particular warm-up round. So yeah, one of these three Frenchmen is going to be left on the sidelines at the end of this particular match. Extraaa, Kronos, and ZK are going to be battling it out really fiercely here. It's going to be a dogged battle for P3 and P4. Good luck, have fun, guys! The potential final round of the quarterfinal 4 about to get underway. And we're going to be spectating one of those that has got nothing to lose so far, and that is going to be Default. Congratulations, Leo, by the way, on making it through to the semis. So here we go, round number 21 of the match. Currently specking Default, who got the whole shot after CP1, and currently it is Mixmod, who got the whole shot after CP2. Now here we go then, with Rodeur in first and second, and then we got Kronos in third, Extraaa fourth, and Zach in fifth. The French Swarm is in full swing right now with a mistake already from, it seems as though one of the players, Mixmod, is currently finding himself 2.1 seconds down, and Rodeur making a mistake as well. DNF from Rodeur already. Meanwhile, Kronos and Zach in first and second are going to be battling it out really fiercely here. Only Default can deny now, and it will be up to him to make the difference, and Default will touch the wall. It will be up to Kronos, ZK, and Extraaa to decide who will get P3. Will Extraaa be able to snipe someone? Not quite. It's going to be Kronos who wins the round with a time of 46.045. GG to Kronos, who wins. Kronos first, Extraaa second, Zach third, Default fourth, and Mixmod fifth. One place left up for grabs, and here there will be heartbreak. Fourth and final spot into the semifinals is going to be disputed right now between Zach and Extraaa. Mixmod is way too far behind to actually be doing anything, and in terms of both in terms of pace and in terms of point scoring. So it will be up to these two players to actually duke it out. So Extraaa gets the lead after the first 3 CPs, then Rodeur in second place, currently looking really good. Zach has DNF'd, and it will be all up to Extraaa now to get himself into the finish line and not choke it in first place. Although Rodeur and Mixmod have some stern talking to do against Extraaa, but Extraaa is faster than all of them. Even though Rodeur is trying to put up a good fight, they will not be able to actually overtake Extraaa. Extraaa getting into the final part. Maybe Rodeur can make something happen in the end. Could there be a deny after all? No, not quite. Extraaa will win the round. No! It will be Rodeur! 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 Le Madman! Le deny avec 7 millième, 16,000ths of a second. Rodeur first, Extraaa second, Mixmod third, and Default first. Rodeur! Rodeur, the troublemaker! Holy crap, I did not see that coming at any rate! One more chance for Zach to redeem itself after the paltry round 22, and so Zach and Extraaa are going to be battling it out yet again for that final spot into the semifinals. Extraaa still in first place, around a 10th in front of Zach in second place. Then we got Default third, Mixmod fourth, and Rodeur in fifth. Rodeur making a huge mistake, so he will not be of any threat to Extraaa and Zach right now. Although Default will be the one to be playing the troublemaker right now, trying to overtake Zach for second place. Could he actually overtake Extraaa and deny Extraaa once more for that particular spot? Zach touching the outside. It's going to be game over pretty much for Extraaa, with him going into the semifinals. GG for Extraaa. Zach giving up already 45.870. GG's to Extraaa, who goes through. Default second, Rodeur third, Mixmod fourth, and Zach DNF. So, at the end of this quarterfinal, Flyer, Leo, Kronos, and Extraaa will go through to the semifinals, and unfortunately for Zach, Mixmod, Default, and Rodeur, the adventure ends there.